On this episode of Two Fat Drunks, we're going to talk about the scariest movie in the last 20 years. A movie even scarier than The Conjuring. Coming up next. Oh, hey, thanks for...
What's up, bro?
I know we make some fun, but,
We're sensitive people, too.
thanks for tuning in, for real. Okay, so, hey, everybody, this is JDV here. This is
Warpig.
Old Warpig. Thanks for stopping by. So, we're recording this a week before October, but it'll air sometime around the beginning of October this year. So, it's getting in the mood. We're in the company. We're getting
43
ready.
degrees today, bro.
Yeah, it went from 90 to 43.
It went.
Like, hi, fall's here now. So we're getting ready to do a little bit more of the zombie show. We're going to do another horror thing, so we're
Scary.
Trying to get in
scary.
the mood, for Halloween.
Boom. The kid, he puts a mask on. Hey,
so what?
Johnny
This
Monster.
movie that I go to right now, if I want to be scared, I want to
Your
scare
go-to.
the crap out of myself. And if I say that to you, what movie are you going to say?
Hell House LLC.
Me too.
Immediately. Without question.
So this is our little love session here on Hell House LLC, which you can watch right now on Amazon Prime for free. They have made 2 sequels at least. The second one is total balls. It's one of the worst.
Yeah.
It's almost as bad as Alien 4, Prometheus, or Dogma.
That's tough, boy.
I haven't seen the third.
Just to do it. Well, you're
I haven't
scared
seen the
off.
third
I'm
one.
scared off.
Right.
I'm scared off.
Like, will I pay $2.99 to watch it?
Will I spend another minute of my ever dwindling life?
Yeah, you guys made 2. That was bad. But the first
At
movie
this age, I
is
gotta be real picky.
The first movie is truly scary, and it is scary in the way that The Conjuring isn't. The Conjuring would be my number 2 for sure in the last 20 years, because that is a great scary movie. I know there's other James Wan movies.
Sure, it's a whole fucking universe. But
Paranormal Activity type movies. I get all that.
there's Paranormal Activity. Okay, we continue, but come
But
back to that.
I would say that The Conjuring is second to this movie. And Conjuring's big budget movie, giant hit.
It's got a following. It's got big
Does it?
following.
You're
Yeah,
talking about
there
Hell
are.
House.
Yeah, there are Conjuring fans. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like
you're
fans.
talking about Conjuring.
Right. What I'm saying with Conjuring, it's a thing where there's Conjuring fans and people who are just into the whole series and
those actors are great in the roles.
fantastic. They
like
are.
Patrick
And
Wilson
Patrick
and-
Wilson and Vera Farmiga.
Farmiga.
Wait, as soon as you say the name, you're like, who?
Oh, you're
She's
instantly
in
recognize.
everything.
She's
and
great.
she's amazing. I don't know if you ever had a chance to catch Bates Hotel when it was on.
Oh god, that was a great show.
She was incredible. And I'm just like, I would watch Vera Farmiga read a phone book. So she, along with Wilson, because I'm not taking anything away from him, right?
Oh, he's great.
They're so good together that you're watching for them. Like you're really just sort of following them around. Like, well, let's see what they're getting into.
But I would
today.
watch them in totally different parts in a different thing, like the Lovebirds or something.
Yeah, or
if
if
they have
they
such
were
good chemistry.
If they were a latter day Mulder and Scully, like when Mulder and Scully were as hot as they could be, it would look like that. You know what I'm saying? Because let's face it, Patrick Wilson's good looking.
Let's face facts.
Hey, Patrick, listen, if you ain't busy,
He's easy on the eyes.
why don't you give me a call? I'm
All right,
I'm
so
flexible.
Okay, so if you haven't seen Hell House LLC, there's
Do see it.
Well, why?
Why?
Why
Okay.
is it scary? I mean, we're old ass dudes that have been making movies since we were 19,
Right,
And it actually is
have
scary.
watched horror movies. It's still scary. It's scary on repeated viewings.
It is.
It really is, and that's rare when you get a movie because I know what's coming. Even though I know it's coming, the concepts they put forth of the things in the house, and you're only looking through a flash. It's a fucking haunted house. Not only is it about a haunted house, the movie is a haunted house. Like you are going through a haunted house because honestly, the plot is. No one would stay there. Of course they wouldn't stay there. That's not the point. You're going through a haunted house with these people, and it's real, and it's fantastic because it's scary. Fuck, because just the makeup jobs, all and they do simple shit.
What's great is it is gory in some parts, but not much.
You would not call it a gore. Like
It's-
I would, a gore movie. Let's put it in Hell
It's
House.
not a gore
No,
movie.
not at all.
No, they managed to do it by
And it was like you
just
say,
building the suspense, and then when it's time to deliver, bam.
and boom, and it hits hard. And there's a couple of scenes where you're like, oh, bro, come on.
There's
that
a scene
sucks,
where a
man.
character's in the bed, and the door's open, and then the monster or whatever is there, and he's completely oblivious to it until he's not, and then it's all like,
hey, what's up? And it stands there for a minute and then walks out. I'm like, oh,
because when the movie starts, and I'll say this, I just watched the first 20 minutes of it a couple of days ago. Couldn't finish. I'm going to finish it, but it just kind of watching the setup, and the actors in it are actually pretty good. They're much
They're
better.
good actors.
They're good actors.
Yeah, they're believable. It's just the problem is that the story would not. I just don't think it would keep him there. Once I saw the clown on the stairs, I never looked back. I would leave my father behind. I think, nope. Sorry, Dad.
No, and they catch it on tape too.
Yeah, and then everyone sees it. Like, I'm staying another night. I'm like, no. If I hear a box fall over in the house, I'm like...
To the script's credit, they do set it up where this guy is very charismatic. And, I mean,
it doesn't bother you.
They understand that it's a problem
right.
from the get-go. So they do try to head it off the pass
but
as best they can.
It doesn't bother you. It doesn't affect the movie, is what I'm saying. Like, it's still scary even with that. Because you're like...
No, that's true. Yeah, even though of course they'd leave. That's still scary.
It's still very scary.
Because they have... clowns and stuff.
Well, it's just the whole thing about
there's a scene
the perspective where you go around with the light, and it's like that's scary because you can feel it, like wearing blinders. You're just like, oh shit, man.
I am a sucker for paranormal activity. I am a big sucker for well done found footage films. They're actually much harder to do than you think they are.
Right. Well, because there's some good ones that are compelling.
And so it's a found footage type film, except there is some interviews. It's kind of like a Bill Curtis investigates type.
It's more like a found documentary because they weren't finished, right? But they were making a documentary, right? I mean, that's the plot of it.
Yes.
So they're making a documentary, but then the end of the documentary is I don't want to give it away.
But even that could be considered found footage because. Well, anyway.
You're right about that.
It's a really well done. Even though the camera's not fantastic, there are some times where like, well, come on, why would?
Right.
But there's a scene in the hallway. When strobe lights are testing the strobe lights.
Oh, that's
and the character's sitting there, then all of a sudden,
dude, that's fuck. How many mannequins we got in here?
Right,
dude, it's fucking.
Because you could just barely see it because of the way it's filmed, and
then later on they get the still image of it, where they're going, this person has not been identified.
Oh yeah. And there's
you suck.
And when the characters do, when it is time for them to get scared, the acting is good enough that you believe that they're scared. So it's pretty good acting in it. The setup is great. The gag is pretty good. It's just it feels very modern, even though now it's got to be 3 or 4 years old.
Oh, probably. I don't want to say because I feel like
2017,
right-ish, right there. Yeah, it's not that old.
Maybe, but it's not that old.
But yeah, but
because it's shot on relatively primitive cameras, it makes it feel a little older than it is, and because it is so good, and I've already seen it so many times, it's like such an instant classic.
It still fucks you up. I mean, that's the thing that gets me. It's like, man, I can only think of a couple movies like that where you watch it and you know what's coming, you know what's going to happen.
Like the piano.
Yeah, but it's still, you're like, don't. Maybe it won't happen this time.
It doesn't. I mean,
wait. Oh God, it happened again.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if I give away spoilers because it's still going to scare the crap out of you.
I could tell you every single thing that happens in the movie, and you'd be like, oh my God, what?
It doesn't matter. Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
And the twist is, no, they don't matter.
Nope. But anyway,
that's still going to scare you.
So. Yeah, good stuff there. So
and it's funny because I mean maybe the third movie's really good, but it is funny how they kind of hit a little bit of instant magic.
Because you don't want, you know what I'm saying? And now you don't want to watch anything else to ruin your impression of the first one. You know what I mean? Like you're like,
too late. I already watched the second one.
And that sucks, dude. I mean, it was bad.
It's a stinker.
I'm trying to be a dick here, but come on, bro. Jeez.
I'm sorry. I paid for that show many times before it was free.
I gave it the thumbs down.
Okay, so we'll do. All right, so we'll do honorable mention.
Movie that fucking freaks you out. Still will freak you out. What do you got? Because I have one.
Well, go ahead.
Children shouldn't play with dead things.
No, from the last 20 years, butt crack.
Sorry. Well, cut the part out. Last 20 years.
No cutting out.
Sorry. Let's just fuck up. All right, sorry, man. Last 20 years. Fucking a repeat watch scary film from the last 20 years that still manages scares.
Yeah.
It would have to be...
Not counting The Conjuring, because that's...
Right, it would have to be Paranormal Activity. Because that movie is still... It's unnerving.
The last one is fantastic. The one where they go to an Amish land.
Yeah, because they weren't like... I expect horror movie sequels to suck. So I'm always stunned when they don't. And with Paranormal Activity, a couple of them were pretty good.
They're all pretty good.
I didn't care for the Ghost Dimension one because I didn't like the whole.
Is that the fifth one?
It's where you could see it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I didn't like that, but the one they did with the was like
the one that
it was
had
like in Los
witches?
Angeles with witches. Yeah, that's what
I think that's
like. Is that
3.
4?
Yeah, I think it's
3 or 4. But that's
really
a pretty good
The
one.
last
man.
one's really good. Yeah, there's some.
So
really good
but
ones.
that's surprising. But because they're able to do that, the concept, even if you stretch the logic of who's still filming, doesn't matter. Just keep watching it because their scares are effective. The story makes sense. And you get that feeling that they are so helpless. Like the first one specifically, right? That they're just, this guy's trying so hard. Nope, doesn't matter, man. You're got something in the house and there's nothing you can do about it. And it just shreds them both. Shreds them both. Now, admittedly, of course.
Well, because that's what.
If you haven't seen it, it takes her over.
Yeah, see that it is a strike against Hell House that they can escape at least at a certain point.
Right.
And really, truly magnificent horror, they can't escape.
Can't escape.
That's why
There's nothing, and you're trapped.
even
you
when
are
they,
so
they do everything right and they still can't.
And they went and got the one guy to come to the house. He didn't get a foot in the door and instantly left.
Bye. But for third place,
You gotta kind of go with Dawn of the Dead, man.
right?
Yeah, Dawn of the Dead, and you can make a toss up out of
Because
that.
I've watched that movie at least 15 times.
You can make a toss up out of that between that and World War Z. Maybe you can put them in the same spot because I think they're both eminently rewatchable, and you will. But
I know we did an episode on it that all 6 people watched, but I think it really is an action movie. It's scary.
yeah,
as it
well,
is.
because that's what I'm saying. I was just about to get that because
so
I'm thinking
much action in that movie.
it is more like, you know, because Dawn of the Dead is a straight horror movie. It's a horror film, but
It has action in it.
right, but it's coincidental action. It's you reacting.
World War Z is an action movie that has a lot of horror.
It's got soldiers in it.
It's kind of
Right.
it's kind of the
and it's
opposite.
like war scenes. So
Because of the 2 scenarios, what is scarier? Well, Dawn of the Dead is way scarier.
Yeah,
scenario,
because
we lose.
yeah, we have already lost when we start the film.
But that's from like
Because
2005.
It's
It's
2004, yeah, and
Yeah,
it's
it's pretty
just but it's still it's in the 2000s, but
wild. When was 28 Days Later? Is that 99 or 2000?
that is exactly 20 years old. It was fucking
2002?
dude. God, 2002.
That's pretty dang rewatchable.
Fucking yeah, but you know, and that really did sort of kind of create a British new wave of horror movies. Like they kind of started churning out.
Well, dude, it kicked off zombies.
Yeah, well, it re-kicked it off. Right, exactly. It kind of
Zombies were
for
dead
a while.
as Dillinger.
Dead
There was no Walking
Dead?
Dead before that.
Yeah, but no,
Dillinger?
Dillinger. What the fuck is Dillinger all about? Jesus Christ.
Back in my day, Sinatra would have punched him in the face.
Give me a shot there.
Sappy wappy.
Hey.
All right, so there you go.
Sammy Hold'em.
And of course, Final Destination.
It's the final destination. We're leaving together. What? Pulls a grenade. No!
Like a nursery school. All right, man. Well, hey, so get ready for Halloween. Hopefully, it's going to be a good one this year. There's a lot of costume possibilities
Let's
out
see some
there.
turnout, man. Give away candy. Come to my house, kids. I've got plenty of candy.
All of it poison. Until next time, love each other.
Mwah!
You are a know-nothing idiot.
Oswald, what do you think? I'd have to cut these eyes out a little bit further, though, because it's hard to see through.
I'm not cutting my mask because you're blind as a bat.
Who said that?
It's live on tape.
We'll do it live.
If you don't do what Carson says, you're a dead man. You got me?
Be sure to visit evilgeniusentertainment.com for exclusive content, swag, casting call news, and much, much more.